Hey everybody, Paul Turner here from thediscipleproject.net, here with another video for you. And I noticed that there's not a lot of you watching my camp videos. I just checked the numbers and I'm noticing that, and I think I figured out why. I understand that some of you are not having camp this summer, and I am bummed out for you. And so you're like, Paul, I don't want to watch you having camp because we can't have camp, and quite frankly, you're irritating. Well, I completely understand that. And I am bummed for you that you are not having camp. But let me explain why I post my camp videos here. It's a love story, to be honest with you. And I put together a little something for you to help you understand why I am so passionate about camp. And I posted the videos here so kids can watch them, download them, share them with their friends, all that kind of good stuff. But go ahead and watch the story here, and I think you'll understand why I post my camp videos here.
I was just a poor kid from Brooklyn. As you can see there, my happy smiling face, and there's my mom. My dad had died probably a couple of years earlier, and because of that, we had to go live with my dad's dad in Florida because he was getting older and sick, and we had to take care of him. When I moved to Vero Beach, Florida, I had some neighbors that lived around the corner, and they invited me to a camp called Life for Youth Camp. And I knew nothing about camping. I'm a city kid, and I don't know anything about, woods or, trees or nature or anything like that. And they invited me for a weekend, and I wound up going out there for a horsemanship camp, if you can believe it. And I went out there and learned how to, ride a horse and do a bunch of other things. But that was not the only fish out of water experience that I had at this camp. You see, I grew up a good Catholic boy in Brooklyn, New York, and I learned a lot from the Catholic Church. I learned reverence, I learned awe, I learned prayer, I learned discipline. There's so much that I learned within the Catholic Church. But when I came to this camp, their church services, were a little bit different, to say the least. Even though this was a non-denominational camp, this was my first experience with anybody singing these songs and raising their hands and all these things. And it was crazy to me. When you're in New York, you see people raise their hands, you assume that somebody is getting mugged and somebody is getting their money taken from them. And so I started to look around wondering, where are the robbers at? The first time that Reverend Dick Stevens, who was the camp director at that time, gave the altar call, I'll be honest with you, I didn't quite understand it. And it took another weekend called Wacky Wheels Weekend that dealt with go-karts and things like that. And over that weekend, I began to listen and began to just dive into what was being asked or what was being presented to me. And even though that night there was a counselor named Chuck Winters who gave the message that night, and I did not, due to some peer pressure, give my heart to Christ that night in that service. What I did was I started to ask questions of the counselor, and we went for a walk, and we wound up actually going to the game room. And he began to answer some of my questions and share Christ's love with me. And it was in that moment that I really, really realized how much God loved me. And it was in that game room that I gave my heart to Christ, and my long love affair with camp began. Here's me in one of my earliest camp staff photos. Can you pick me out? I'll give you a hint. I'm somewhere on the right. I had gone through the CIT program and wound up working my first job as a dishwasher. And I so desperately wanted to be a counselor. I didn't think of myself as a counselor. I just thought I was a dishwasher. But I was able to help with students that came in and actually worked in the dish corner, and was able to work with students that way. But eventually I was able to become an activity director. I did archery, I did canoeing, and did about 5 or 6 summers taking on those roles. Kim Kleckler came in the summer of 1989, and she loved Jesus, and she loved camp, and she eventually loved me. And we got married January 11th, 1991. At some point in our lives, we actually worked at the camp full-time for 4 years, and I took on roles of Bible director and day camp director and camp pastor, and has been a deep part of my life for almost 40 years now. In 2001, I was youth pastoring in Birmingham, Alabama, and received a call from the camp asking if I would like to be a camp speaker for the week. And I could not get the words out of my mouth fast enough that yes, I would love to do this. I would take vacation to do that. But being a camp speaker was kind of the ultimate. It was kind of like the final validation of my life that said, Paul, you can speak to young people. And so I went down there and spoke, and now 19 years later, 2021 will be my 20th year of speaking at Life Youth Camp. Over the past 20 years, I have tried my best to engage students any way I could to share the gospel. I've built jails inside the chapel so I could preach like Paul preached from jail, and I've even driven a car into the chapel, as you can see by the picture there. But these past 20 years has been a tremendous blessing, and will eventually be my legacy, I think, as far as ministering to young people every summer.
And that's it, guys. That's my love story with camp. I would love to hear from you. Did you give your heart to Christ at camp? Was camp the first place that you found Jesus? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. If you're a fellow Christian who gave their heart and life to Jesus at camp, I'd love to know. Also, by the way, these camp videos can help you. They're these vlogs that I do every day with. You could use as part of discussion. You know, the one about the future, or the one about, being a leader, or the one about the one problem you would solve. Those are all could be great discussion videos that you can share as a way to, lead off your discussion about leadership or problem solving or things like that. You can use that with your kids, so feel free to do so. If you are interested, by the way, I have over at paulturnerspeaks.com, I have a free gift for you. If you are going to be booking for the fall, or even thinking about next summer for camp speakers, I would love to throw my name in the hat. I would love to be a part of your student ministries camp, to be able to speak and share as one who knows and understands the power of camp. But I have a gift for you over there at paulturnerspeaks.com. It's simply the 8 qualities that campers want in a camp speaker. And so I put just a little checklist together. You can be looking through that, praying through that, and saying, look, who is going to be our guest speaker for next year? Now is a great time to start thinking about it. And if I can help and serve you in any way, I would love to do it. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the videos and being a part. I got more videos coming that are not camp related for youth ministry, so stay tuned for that. But if you're brand new to the channel, thank you for being here. I appreciate you watching the video today and being a part. Would love for you to be part of the community. Hit that subscribe button and also hit that little bell icon down there, and that way you can get videos like this in your inbox on a regular basis, and you'll be notified when I upload. And if you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Let's know you like the video and you want more of them. So thank you guys for your attention today. Thank you for letting me post my camp videos. Would love for you to take a look. Your comments are welcome, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.